Everyone has heard of the proverbial glass of water, which is either half full or half empty. It is often said that seeing the glass as half empty is being negative, while seeing it as half full is being positive. But in reality, this glass simply contains a certain amount of water. Our perception of this reality is influenced by our internal filters. Thus, the fear of lacking will make us see the glass as half empty, and hope will make us see it as half full. Yet these two seemingly opposing visions have one thing in common. They are both focused outwards. The fear of lacking wonders whether they will lose or be deprived of something, whereas hope wonders whether they will receive what they need. In both cases, we position ourselves in a dynamic of expectancy, expecting to receive or fearing to be deprived of something from the outside world. And this is exactly what keeps man in a state of polarization and astralization. Perception is the prism through which we see the world. It is shaped by our experiences, our beliefs, and most of all, by the polarity this matrix is based on. We are conditioned to see life in terms of lack or abundance, fear or hope, loss or gain. But here's the catch. We believe that what we see is absolute reality, when it's just a limited and polarized interpretation of reality. We don't see what is. We see what we fear or hope for. But there is another way. The key is not to choose between a glass that is half full or half empty. It's about rising above the issue and simply seeing a glass that contains a certain amount of water. The shift from perception to perspective is what enables us to move away from polarity and become neutral observers. A conscious person doesn't get carried away by emotional polarization. They don't see the world through a negative or positive prism. They see what is. Most importantly, they no longer let their inner state rely on external expectations. They are no longer afraid of being dispossessed. They no longer hope to receive. They just are. And that's where another metaphor comes in. The storm in a teacup. Do you know this phrase? It means that we're getting things out of proportion and overstating their true importance. That's exactly what the astral does with our perceptions. We see something, we attach an emotional charge to it, and then this charge attracts other similar thoughts and emotions. A simple observation quickly turns into an overwhelming emotional wave, and before we know it, we're in the midst of a storm. Why? Because we allowed our inner state to rely on external factors. We allow the glass of water to dictate our perception of reality. So how do we avoid getting carried away? The answer is simple. Observe without judging. Do not label things as good or bad, but see them for what they are. Do not get sucked in by emotional charges, but remain present and focused. Stop waiting for outside world to give or take, but reclaim our sovereignty. Because a lucid person does not worry about what is taken from them and does not hope for anything that might be given to them. They see, they know, they are. So the next time you see a glass half full, half empty, remember that the glass is simply there with a certain amount of water. And ask yourself, am I seeing what is, or am I creating an inner storm? Because the outside world simply reflects our inner world. The question is not how we perceive this glass, but how we choose to observe our own reality.